We've got Sac in the house. Thank you very much for those of you who were able to hold off and wait. This guy took a little bit longer. We're 4 minutes past the hour.
Oh no!
What is up with you're an artist? You know when you're on time, you're late.
Well, see, if I told you what time I was really going to be here, then I'd have been like really early.
Oh.
Yeah, because it told me I was supposed to be here at 5:23. I'm like, I'll be there at 5.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do a mic check yet. Hold on. Sugar.
What are you doing? For those who don't know you, could you just want to tell everyone who you are and why you are the way that you are? Because we have so many questions.
So, my name's Sac2Uneak, a.k.a. James. That's what my mom calls me. Anyways.
I don't know what these are.
I think that's lesbian symbol for we're about to do it.
All right, let's go.
I think that's where you're going scissor.
Okay.
Full on
scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if guys can do that, but if they can, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, we're about...
Not on stream.
Onlyfans.com/Sac2Uneak.
Oh boy. Paid subscription on that one.
Of course. The only way to go.
I've been doing car audio my whole life. I'm a habitual hobbyist. Okay? I do all kinds of stuff. Like, there's nothing I don't do, really. Aside from drugs and drinking. I don't do any of those. But all the hobbies I do. Like, all of them. It's crazy.
Just to be clear, he said he doesn't do drugs or drinking. just to be clear.
This is pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
Pure adrenaline. Like, if I could bottle this up and sell it, I would make so much money.
Do you caffeinate at all? Do you do caffeine?
I have to caffeinate to keep me calm.
Interesting. So caffeine, because caffeine does do that. Caffeine has that weird thing.
Yeah.
Where it can either energize somebody or like calms them down.
Right. See,
In fact, as I'm talking about it, I actually made myself a cup of coffee earlier to wake up, and I forgot about it. So it's in the kitchen, probably now like room temperature.
So you have coffee.
I had coffee.
It was coffee, but now it's coffee.
Yeah.
But if you heat it up, it'll be coffee again.
No, because if I heat it up, it's nuked. So it'll be like coffee.
Yeah.
You know.
Then you'd be like, this tastes like dirt. And I'll be like, well, of course.
No.
Of course it tastes like dirt, Tony. It's fresh ground this morning.
I've drank 7-Eleven coffee, and I lived to tell the tale. Yeah, so I'll drink it. I won't be happy about it, but it's my own fault for forgetting about it. But for getting back to the topic at hand here, what exactly?
Wait,
yeah. So for getting back to the topic at hand here, what exactly got you into comic books?
Oh, comic books, yes. Well, I like making money, and I don't do stock market.
Well, okay, but before that, were you at all into comics as a kid?
Back in the day. Way back when. Like,
was that a Wednesday?
3 weeks ago, actually.
Okay.
So, way back when. No, back in the 90s, I would always collect like the key issues. What I mean by key issue is like something that has a very climactic storyline. Okay, perfect example is everybody knows Spider-Man in the black costume and Venom. Those are peak periods of comic books, especially that run. So a particular comic, Amazing Spider-Man number 300.
Why is that?
That one has Peter finally donning the black costume.
Oh,
so that one is worth bank if you have one of those.
And when you say bank, about how much are you?
More than $5? Yes.
More than $5.
More than $5.
Okay, well, guys, if you got $6, you can pay for this, right?
Before I get into how much it goes for.
All right.
You can get what's called raw, which is just the comic book itself. Okay, or you can get it graded,
which is kind of why you're here.
Okay, so we'll go there. The grading, there's different levels of grading. The way most people buy their comics that are collectors, they want to see it like nice pressed into a nice capsule. Okay,
sure, a time capsule, if you will.
We call it a slab.
All right.
Okay, so a slab, SLAB, that slab will retain that comic book's condition for as long as you take care of it.
Is it vacuum sealed?
That's a really good question.
Why don't you break one open?
I don't
He
think
brought
I want
5.
to.
Why don't you break one open and we'll see if you get sucked into the void.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. And this is where I disappear off screen.
This is where you disappear, and then also you slit my throat for having you break one of those open. So, okay, cool. Cool.
That being said, if it's raw, you can probably get one of those books for about $200, maybe a little bit less.
All right. But graded.
Graded, depending on the grade.
Sure, of course.
It goes from like 0.5, maybe 0.25, but it definitely goes from 0.5 up to 10 from CGC.
Right.
Now, CGC, if you get a grade, they're the ones to go to if you want to value-tize your comic book. You know, if you want your comic grade to have value, you want to go to CGC. Because they're very picky, and they have certain things that they will and won't do, which I can get into in a minute. But if, let's say you get a 9.8, which is the most common high grade you can get, like getting a 10 is like, it just came off the press and you might get a 10.
Okay.
You know,
so it's extremely rare to get a 10.
And they call those gems.
Have you gotten a 10 yet?
I have not gotten a single 10. I haven't even gotten a 9.9.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of 9.8s, though.
I've seen them. I've definitely seen them
Lots of
on your Instagram. Yeah.
So, that being said, that comic at a 9.8 can go for thousands.
Dang.
Easily.
So going from raw, you said like 200,
right,
to getting a 9.8 graded, pressed in the slab, ready to rock. Thousands.
Yeah. Right about 2 of those thousands.
And that is just the comic itself. If you're able to get an additional, like a signature.
Yes. Then you just increase the value.
Yeah.
Depending who you get the signature from.
Sure.
If you get a signature from
the comic book guy.
If you get a signature from Tom Arnold, he's not Tom Arnold. The other Tom. The latest.
Tom Holland.
Holland. That guy.
Okay.
That guy, not Arnold.
So
don't look up Tom Arnold.
So kids, for those who don't know who Tom Arnold is,
don't look up Tom Arnold.
The only one.
Don't even listen to this guy. He doesn't even know what he's talking
he was in True Lies, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was good in True Lies. That's all that matters.
He was once good.
He was once good.
So if
Tom Holland,
okay, had autographed my Amazing Spider-Man 300, it would now deface the value of that comic.
Right, because he has nothing to do with
nothing to do with drawing.
Nothing at all.
He was Spider-Man in a movie.
Sure.
Yeah. So
a good one.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with the history.
However,
of the comic.
If he autographs his action figure you bring him,
of course,
that's a whole nother story.
Right, because it's connected.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
So a lot of people don't understand that and think that, you know, like right now, I believe it was right now, or fairly recently, Captain America. Chris Evans was signing,
course, yeah.
And he was doing some signing for CGC, and I'm just like, I don't have any comics with him in it. I've got a lot of Captain America comics,
right, but not with his likeness,
his persona, his likeness, nothing. So I'm like, not even his actual character that he's portraying. You know, I'm just like,
And just to kind of put it out there as well too, to get signatures, especially at Comic Cons and stuff like that, they cost money. How much would you suspect a Chris Evans signature to cost? In addition to the 3-hour wait.
Okay, so here's where I'm a little confused. For those of you who know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm pretty sure it's all of you.
You'd be surprised.
An autograph from the creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right about $100.
That's it.
Chris Evans, $500 freaking dollars.
Well, again, the creator of Ninja Turtles, he created the comic.
Yes.
The grittier comic. He's not the one that turned it into.
He's not the Nickelodeon.
He's not the Nickelodeon.
No, he is the one who created it and sold it to Nickelodeon to make it what it is today. But
right.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree,
he's
the
the
guy
original
that
artist.
The guy that inspired Power Rangers, no one cares about him. They care about the Power Rangers.
Yep. So, and I mean, to be real, the American Power Rangers is a ripoff.
It's a complete ripoff, yeah.
But everybody loves it.
Right.
So,
but again,
I mean, I'm not going to fight the flow of traffic.
No. You kind of have to go with it, unfortunately, especially for you. If you want to make money, your morals not morals, but your view of how things are kind of have to go out the window a little bit.
Yes.
All right. So
that being said, when I was younger, I'd collect those issues and I'd love to read them. The problem is, when you read them, you decrease the value.
Sure. And the idea of buying 2 was not a thing.
It wasn't a thing.
It's a thing now.
I did.
Oh.
But it wasn't a thing. It really wasn't. But yeah, I would... Gosh, there's so many issues that I was like, oh, maybe this will be worth money someday. And they totally weren't. You know?
Yeah.
It's complete crapshoot.
It's a shame, because especially when one of the magazines I used to collect was a metal magazine, metal rock, called Kerrang, and they're based out of London.
Okay.
And they had a limited edition issue which they only released in certain newsstands.
Okay.
And so I went to one and I got one and I kept it in extremely good condition.
Okay.
And I think my father still has it, but I recently looked it up how much it would be valued, and it's like $10.
It's funny you say newsstand. A lot of people don't know what that is.
So a newsstand.
The reason I say that is
just go Google it.
Newsstand, okay, you would go to a grocery store and there would be comic books on like a little rack that spins, and like everybody would get their hands on them and just destroy the poor things.
Yep.
That's why if you see a newsstand edition of a comic book which has a little barcode on the bottom, it's usually worth more than the direct editions that are shipped to the comic book stores, because A, there's less of them, and B, there's less of them in great condition.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep an eye open to.
So
as well,
if you see a
retro
barcode,
comics.
if you see a barcode, and it's like 9 or above on CGC, probably going to be Boku bucks.
Depending on the comic book.
Depending.
Let's just say G.I. Joe, for example.
Sure.
Any of them, 1 through 20, we'll say, absolutely, with a barcode on it, absolutely. If you have one and it's got a barcode on it, go get it graded. Now I don't care what it's looking like. Go get it graded.
I want to ask you a question. Like you remember back in our day, like the Burger King Kids Club.
I don't remember that far back.
Okay, well
Burger King Kids Club, yes.
Yeah, like Wheels and
yes.
The Gizmo.
Yes.
You say Gizmo, that's weird. But anyways, sometimes you would actually get an actual comic.
Yes.
As a part of your Happy Meal or your Burger King Kids Club meal. Would those ever appreciate in value?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
Even remember the Toys R Us comics you would get for those little flyers that you'd have little comic books sitting next to the flyer when you walk in the store. Those are worth money too.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Special appearance of Jeffrey or whatever,
So it's really just anything of value is of value to somebody, and someone is more than willing to pay for it.
Yeah, for whatever reason. Yep.
So someone could just have some sort of like mental relationship with Jeffrey the giraffe.
Yep.
And especially now that Toys R Us is no longer a thing, probably more so than before.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
And like I want that because I remember it when I was 2 years old.
Used gift cards for Toys R Us are selling the
with the
Toys
old,
R Us dollars
with the old
those are selling
with the old Jeffrey logo.
Yeah. Those are selling. Yeah.
So, all right.
That being said. I like to take certain comics. What I do is I'll look at what I have in I call it a stash. I'm sure everybody does, but I call it a stash.
And this is a mustache.
A mustachio question.
Mustache.
Are you even listening?
I'm listening.
Okay. Leave the jokes to me, okay, my friend? Just leave them to me. Thank you. I don't always tell Jack
I got
jokes.
Construction jokes. I'm just working on them.
Oh, that's mine. He just stole that.
They don't know that.
So I will look at eBay, Mercari, see what these comics are going for and why. I've got a lot of what they call first appearances, which means this is the first time this character has been in this comic book.
Right.
Okay? Those are great for things like movies that are coming out, such as Moon Knight. Okay? Any type of series. Perfect example is Umbrella Academy. When that came out,
I
made so much money on those comic books.
Really?
My God.
Okay.
My God. Thank you out there, whoever bought all of those from me. So
nice.
Thousands.
Nice.
So yeah, when I see something's getting hot or is what they call a spec book or speculated book where it's got Miles Morales in it or something, first time Miles Morales. So anytime something like that is happening, I have to jump on it and get it graded.
Yeah.
That way it retains its value, because who knows, a week from now it might go pew. That's why I say it's like a stock market.
So you need to get it graded at the time that the interest is at its peak.
Exactly.
But if it's
just before.
But if it's graded at, let's just say 9.8, but then the interest dips, that's also going to make it dip in value. Right?
Correct. Yep.
But your initial goal is to at least get it graded at its highest level possible.
Just before, I feel like. Perfect example is Spider-Man 2099. It's not out yet.
All right.
It's gonna be.
Okay.
As far as like the show, I'm talking about the show here. So Spider-Man 2099 is gonna be released on Disney Plus eventually, right? So I decided to get all of my Spider-Man 2099s graded. This one happens to be graded at a 9.8.
9.8.
Now this one isn't as valuable as another one I sold a long time ago, which is the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099. Which I believe is Spider-Man 50, if I remember correctly. Yeah, buddy. So if you notice, there's no creases or anything on the bindings. This is considered the bindings on this side. There's no creases. There's no what they call color breaks, so you don't see any colors missing. You'll notice up here on the top right. Go and show the camera. On the top right, there's little notes. It tells you about that issue if there's any interesting items in that.
Miguel O'Hara, red foil cover.
Yep, red foil cover. So any special information there. It also shows you what year it was made and what issue it is on the top middle, and then it tells you the grade on the left side.
Very cool. Yeah.
So that's one of my gems. One thing I was going to tell you about. So this is great. This will probably sell for maybe $200 on Mercari.
Okay.
Excuse me. Right now. However, if I wait, it might be worth more. So
but
hold on to that.
That's the gamble.
Yep,
right? That is the gamble.
Correct.
So we're because we have our own not stream team, but our gaming team has our own our conversation and our chat. And right now, the thing that's kind of taken over is Dogecoin, but you're just waiting in the wings. And you're like, you guys can play with little coins all you want. Mm-hmm. I've got physical things that I know is going to legitimately make me money.
Yeah, I like tangible, and I like to be able to see what it's doing. Because you guys can still see the trends of what's going on.
Sure.
I know a lot of people are into some of the coin that you have to have your computer on the entire time to mine it or to farm it. And it's like, yeah, but how much are you spending having all that electricity flowing through your house?
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's
how much
also,
did you make?
That's also the fluctuation of like mining Ethereum and stuff like that. Right. Is it worth it? Like I make $20 worth of Ethereum, but my electricity bill is $400. So where do we go from here? Yeah,
good on you.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you live at your parents' house still, Chris, then yeah, fine.
But you come into like these swaths of collections.
Yes, at random.
At random.
It's not even it. So, what he's talking about is one day. This has happened multiple times, but we'll just pick this one particular instance. I usually drive home, kind of turn down, and then come back. Right? Okay, that's how I get home. I kind of come up here, take this street, and then come back. However, I was playing Pokemon Go, and I had to go take down the gym because the bad guys are there, and I need to take it back. This is my neighborhood. Get the heck out, right?
Exactly.
So instead of cutting here, I kind of went up here, went to the gym, took it down, came over here, and all of a sudden, I see a yard sale going on. And there's right in the driveway, there's like boxes upon boxes of comic books just lined up along the driveway.
Now, how did you know they were comic books?
So there's specific bins. So they're called long boxes.
Okay.
So it's a long white box that's about right about by about and about Okay. So that's actual physical dimensions. Okay. The actual words that you have to use when saying.
Oh, when I'm looking for a long box.
It's
not
like,
yay big.
It's not like 42. It's like meow.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you get a short box, it's like.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
So that being said, I saw about 20. Actually, I know how many. It was 26 long boxes all lined up.
Holy crap! I forgot it was that many.
Holy smokes! I am down for this. So what I ended up doing is stopping the dang car, getting the heck out. I was like, wifey, sorry. She's like, don't even worry about it. I already know. So she got out and she looked at stuff.
Oh yeah. If you're at all looking into getting into this, make sure if you have a significant other, they're on board.
Yeah.
Because it does cost money to start.
Yeah.
Unless you're just given all these comics.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
But go on. You were saying.
So that being said, I'm not going to divulge any information about how much money was invested.
Exchange. Sure. No problem.
I'd be happy to invest how much I've received from it?
Sure.
Okay, that's fair.
I think by your tonality, we can tell that there is a significant, profit gains.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get out of the car, and I look at one box, and I found 5 comics. He is selling these comics for 50 cents a piece, mind you. So I'm at about $2.50 on one box, and I've only gone about a quarter of the way into it. I've still got 25 boxes to go. Well, 25 and a half.
And how did you know that these specific comics were without a shadow of a doubt going to be worth anything? Is it just...
Excellent question. I'm glad you asked that question because I forgot to reiterate that I've seen these comics because I've sold them on eBay for X amount of dollars.
Okay,
and I'm like, wow, if I buy this, I will make X amount of dollars.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
So that's how I knew they were worth money. Also, being exposed to constantly looking for etc. etc. You tend to get you just start seeing the covers and like, oh, I know this one, I know this one, I know this one. There's plenty that are out there that I'm like, I had no idea that was worth money.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what started my brain to go, hey, dude, get on this.
Yeah.
So I looked at that, grabbed those 5 comics, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop right there. I see some other kid looking through comics. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm trying to make money here. Get out of here.
Right.
Right.
He's just a kid. He just wants to read.
Get out of here, you little
what a weirdo.
Okay.
Someone wants to read the words and see the pictures that someone took hours designing.
In seconds to print. Okay. So I go talk to the guy, and I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? He's like, good. So this is where you have to butter up your clients or customers or whatever. Not to say kiss their ass, but you really want to get a feel of what kind of people they are, as well as whether or not you can work with them to come to a solution that's reasonable for both of you.
Right. And this is generally private clients, not going to the comic store and trying to haggle.
Hey, man, I know you got this comic listed at like $5, but I got $1.50.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's not what we're talking about.
Comic shops are there to make money, just like you are, okay, or me. That being said, I talked to the guy and I said, hey, yeah, I've lived here for a long time. I'm surprised I haven't seen you, yada, yada. My wife is talking to his wife.
My wife!
And they're talking, so they know we're good people. So that's, in our own opinion, we're good people. We try to help people as much as possible. So, I saw that. So
I was scratching.
Scratching. It was a fly.
Yeah, a fly here.
Mosquito. So I talked to him and I said, hey, look, would you accept X amount of dollars for this? And he's like, oh, man, I never even thought about that.
The bulk.
For all of them.
All 24 boxes.
26.
26
all
26
boxes. I was like, I will take these off your hands and it will be cash. And he said, man, I'm not sure. And I go, well, I'll tell you what, man, they're going to a good home. He's like, you know what? He looks at his wife, he goes, what do you think? She's like, I think they're yours. She goes, you can do what you want. And he goes, you know what? I'll take it. So I said, I'll take that deal. I said, okay, I'll be right back. Flew to the bank, came back, got out of the plane because I flew to the bank. And they paid him cash, got all those boxes in 2 trips in a Honda Civic.
Impressive.
Okay, yep. And,
that's when your Tetris skills come out the woodwork.
Tetrisized.
Yeah. You've got boxes like right in front of you, next to you. You're just driving like this.
Sorry, hon, you're going to have to wait on this way. You're going to have to kick back and wait. So I'll be back for you in a minute. So, so got all those. Went through every single one of them. When I say went through every single one of them, I do what's called indexing. And there's a reason I do this. I'll tell you in a moment. But I will look at the comic book, look on my resource page, which is eBay, and I see how much that comic book's going for, whether it's graded or not. I prefer to just look up the graded value of each comic to make it easier for myself.
Okay.
Because if you look up the raw value, it's hit or miss. It's like, oh, one guy sold it for 5, another guy sold it for 27.
Okay.
Where do you figure it out?
Sure.
The problem with doing this as a Nubian, so to speak, to comics, you have to understand what you're looking at. It can say Spider-Man issue 1, but you don't realize it's actually Spider-Man Annual issue 1 or Giant Size issue 1 or one shot, which means it's the only issue that they'll have of that particular storyline. So you have to know what you're looking at. So it can say Spider-Man #1, but on the bottom it'll say one shot or something like that. So then you're like, oh, this isn't a Spider-Man #1. This is just that one issue that's, the dawn before daylight or something. It's just weird stuff. So as you're searching through, you're finding all kinds of the same answers. So it's better to search with the year, or you start getting a knack for what to find. Okay. That being said, I'll use that to help me index. I will, if I'm keeping the comic book, I will put it in one box, and I'll put little stickers on it that say something like 1A for first appearance, or GTG for get this graded, or SAS for sell as set. There might be like 5 comics that sell really well together, but not by themselves.
Okay.
Because it's a whole series or something like that.
Sure.
So I'll put labels on them. Now, those that I don't want to keep or sell, I will end up flipping as a lot. Just sell it on Facebook Marketplace or something. I don't need these I got no use for these. They might help someone else's collection. They're no good to me because they're not going to make me money.
Gotcha.
It might help someone's collection.
You generally don't keep anything for any reason.
No. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That being said, I will, however, and this is the loony part. I will literally type the name of the issue and what number issue it is and so on and so forth for whatever many issues. So I will make a list of every single box of every single comic that's in those boxes. The reason I do that is because one day you might go, I swear I had that comic, and you can just look at your list. Okay, I also alphabetize them, but that's obvious.
Do you color coordinate them?
I don't color coordinate.
Okay.
No, but I will.
And I wouldn't say that as a means to make fun of you. I think if you took that extra step, I would have that much more respect for you.
Yeah, no thanks.
The fact that you don't, I don't have respect for you at all.
Oh, well,
but go on. Oh, something.
It was a tear.
Tear in your eye?
In my eye.
Yeah? Okay.
That being said, that did actually happen. Only with one issue, but I'm happy about it. So Alias, have you ever heard of Alias Investigations? Yeah. Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
So I had the Alias 1 through 5. Had no idea I had it, and then the Jessica Jones series came on to Netflix.
Yeah.
Still had that comic. And I just happened to look at the list, and I went, wait a minute, I have that. It's literally like the first thing on the list was Alias 1.
Well, right,
and
because it's A.
Yeah, well, you normally have numbers first, but I have numbers on the back. So, yeah, anyways. Sent that in for grading. I get it back in a couple weeks. So I don't know what the grade is for it yet. I cannot wait till I get it back done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're still waiting?
Still waiting. Yes, I'm still waiting. Because I was waiting to send that in for my next run. I've been literally waiting about a year and a half to send that in, honestly.
Now, how do you send... Because you have to physically send these comic books in.
I do, yes.
But how do you send it to them to make sure by the time that they get it to grade that it's still in pristine condition?
So, you can order a packing kit, basically. Okay. So they send you a big old box. It's actually a big young box, and it will have more boxes inside there with what they call Gemini shippers. Mm-hmm. These Gemini shippers are designed to hold comic books.
Oh, okay.
So you make your list, you check it twice, otherwise you're screwed. And when you make your list of what comic book you're shipping out, I'm shipping out Spider-Man 2099 in this year and what issue and da-da-da. You have to then, let's say you put issue number 1, issue number 2, issue number 3. If you put issue number 1 in the box, and then issue number 3, and then issue number 2, you have just delayed your shipment by 2 weeks.
Really? Why?
You literally have to put it in the order that it is.
In numerical order?
In the order
or however what your list is.
You wrote down.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. It is incredible.
Interesting. So when I imagine a grader has like white gloves on and is opening it up with like tweezers.
I'd rather they just don't open it. Just give me 9.8. I'm just kidding. But go ahead. Yes.
But do they have to open it up to make sure every single page is
I think they go through every single page.
Okay.
Because if you have one dog ear on one page.
Yeah.
And you gave that thing a 9.8, it's actually a 9.0 or 9.2.
Okay. Sure.
You know, so yeah, you do have to make sure there's no pages missing. Some comics have coupons in them. If the coupon's still in it, it's worth more money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a 9.8 and it still has a coupon, so they'll write that. If you have a price tag on your comic book, they would look at it and say, this would be a 9.8, but it's got a price tag on there. So they'll put 9.8, but instead of this nice blue or whatever you choose, because you can choose, like, say, the Spider-Man logo up here or something, right? They have
that costs more, but
you can spend more money for silliness.
Yeah.
That being said, they'll have a green logo or a green slab up here.
Just a heads up, your status still says Apex.
What are we looking at?
No, my status still says Apex. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Ordano. Thanks.
So up here would be green instead, saying that they're
calling you out.
Something on there that doesn't belong there.
It's a 9.8, but
it's not.
Because this
that
guy
being said,
because you got it from CVS originally, and they never took the price tag off.
The thing is, they use that as well if you send a comic in that already has a signature on it, even if it's like got a certificate of authenticity. If Stan Lee signed this book and it's got a certificate of authenticity, and I send it in, they'll send it back and say, yeah, it's a 9.8, and they'll have the green label that says there's writing on the front. It won't say Stanley signed that muffler hooker.
Wait. Why not?
Because they weren't there to verify it.
But you just said you have a certificate of authenticity.
They think that you can fake those authenticity.
I mean, sure
COAs,
you can.
Which is, I mean,
but then,
I get it.
But earlier on in our conversation, you and I had discussed if you get a signature of somebody that's worth, it can increase the value.
Correct.
So how do they then determine?
You have to actually send it in to get it signed, and then you'll get that yellow label.
Oh.
Okay.
Here, let's see this. So this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or as they call it in England, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
So TMNT Adventures #1, which is the first appearance of Rocksteady and Bebop. You'll see Eastman's signature here, as well as a little doodle. The sketches go for more as well. So,
wow.
So yeah, that's one of my favorites right there.
And then on the back here is a nice Cocoa Pebbles comic strip.
I actually remember that commercial.
I remember this commercial too, man. I was looking at it, like, he doesn't know who I am. Like, right? Oh my god!
So you'll see that it's actually signed. You know, it'll say first appearance of
Krang and Bebop.
Bebop,
yeah.
Oh, and Krang. Yep, that's right. And then it'll tell you it's a signature series, which means you got to find the signature somewhere along here. And they'll tell you who signed it.
So they have to initiate the signature.
Correct.
Did you pay extra for that?
Oh, absolutely. That was that $100 I was telling you about.
Okay, so does that rotation? What if you already get something graded by them? Like, let's say you got this graded by them.
Yes.
And then
Bell829
Miguel O'Hara
said, "Refresh your page, cause mine says just chatting."
So can you regrade it?
You can. So the way it works out, I'll start like this. If something happens to this, and let's say the slab cracks or something, or it comes apart, you can send it in to get it re-slabbed. Okay?
Okay.
And it will most likely retain the grade. Okay. As long as you haven't had it sitting in the sunlight and it fades.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah, thank you. It should retain its grade. I do that a lot, actually. So, that being said, if you send it in for a signature, for an in-house signing, as they call it, they will take it out, have it signed, and then re-slab it.
Got it.
Okay?
Because they're the ones that slabbed it in the first place.
Right.
And now, by adding the signature, would that change the grade?
It won't change the grade.
It won't change the grade.
No.
But it will change, like, the header.
Correct.
To the gold header or the yellow header.
The gold. Yeah.
The gold header.
Gold, yellow,
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely. So like this one, yeah.
Yeah.
You notice this is only an 8.0. So
I noticed that too, and I was I was disappointed with you.
This is still without the signature at an 8.0 graded from CGC, $250.
So you had mentioned CGC is like the company you want to go for like monetary value.
Correct.
What are the other companies, and what are they good for if not monetary value?
PGX is an okay one. There's three altogether really. There's some that will verify a signature.
Okay.
But they're a little more lenient with grading, so a lot of people are like, I don't know if I want that book, you know. But they do verify the signatures.
Okay.
So, and you'll get, obviously a different color label there, and it'll tell you who signed it. But you pay per signature. So, if I have a comic book with 25 signatures on it,
you'd pay per
I would pay
25 times.
So much money.
Yeah. Whereas these guys.
Yep. You pay for that one signature, or you can get. There was the co-writer for one of the newer Ninja Turtles that he also did artwork in. So they were both signing. And you can get both of their signatures for like a bulk price, so. Are
there any signatures coming up that you're looking forward to?
Yes, but I don't have that comic. So first appearance of Carnage.
Okay. So is the colorist there, or?
He's hold on, I gotta find it because I gotta plug it. So, but keep asking away. So I'll see if I can find this in the meantime.
It's very interesting to me, like how many kinds of cogs are involved.
Yes.
When it comes to grading.
So the funny thing is, they recently, like during the COVID outbreak, they were like, hey, because you have to pay for tiers to actually send your own comic books in, or because we didn't go over that yet. I apologize. We apologize. Can we apologize? We're sorry. We didn't tell you how to actually send your comics in.
I wasn't aware that there was anything to. Okay.
That being said, you actually have to have a membership. Now, they do have a free membership available for CGC, but all you can do is like look at stuff. You can't really do anything with it.
Gotcha.
You just have a membership. You can normally bring your comics to certain comic book shops, and they'll charge you a fee to ship them in.
Okay.
Which it really isn't bad. It's fairly reasonable for most places. It might be $35 a comic.
Per comic.
It's not too bad. But you're paying for the shipping and them to package it up for you and make sure it gets there and back and all that. And you wait on them.
Right.
Okay. I've had a lot of really good experience with the comic shop that I go to, and that's literally the name of the place. And they've been really good with for me. Sorry, just reading. I've got that ready for us in a second. That being said, if you pay for a membership, it's right about. It starts at like $150, goes to like $300, right around there, per year. Now, if you do get one of those two memberships, what's really cool is you get $150 credit towards anything you have graded, and you get a discount on what you have graded.
Oh, that's
so why
kind of
wouldn't
worth
you do
it.
it?
Yeah, that's kind of worth it. Yeah,
if you take advantage.
Sure.
If you actually send stuff in. If you don't send it in, you just wasted your money.
Yeah.
You also get a free shipper. That box I was telling you about that you have to ship your comics in, they actually get you one of those for free.
And how much would fit in that shipper?
Normally $45.
Wow, okay. So quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yep.
Okay.
40, 45, right around there.
Right around there.
So fairly decent.
All right.
So during the whole COVID outbreak, they went, hey, anybody with a basic free membership, go ahead and send in your comics. Come on, bring them. That's fine. Just bring them. Send them in. We'll take your money. It's great. Yeah. Careful what you wish for. So now,
how many of those free tier members just sent in everything?
It would normally take you about maybe 32 days at the most from the day you shipped it in to the day you got it back.
Okay.
I shipped my comics in on February 14th, right around there. February 10th, we'll say.
Of this year or last year?
Of this past year.
This past year.
Yep. February 10th-ish. I'm still waiting. They're just now on the getting graded.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on those.
But they do keep you up to date.
So,
they don't just like leave you.
Yep. They do keep you up to date, but the first in, first out system needs some work.
Sure.
Because they said, oh, we got these 2 boxes on the 5th of March. These 2 boxes on the 6th of March. The boxes from the 6th of March have been graded and have come back to me already. These ones from the 5th
what's going on with those?
Still sitting there in line.
Do you happen to know, just out of curiosity, because I know you do your research on certain things, do you know how many graders they have?
So now, glad you asked, because I was going to mention it and I forgot. Now they trained 70 new employees.
Okay.
So you can imagine how many thousands of hours went into training all those guys, right? So you got to watch out for mistakes now. Because they're new. So
they're new.
I have seen where you get the comic back as a 9.8. Okay, this happened to my brother-in-law, literally. 9.8, 9.6, but in the back, it's smushed right here.
Oh.
Or on the corner, or somewhere sideways. Like, they just kind of put it in the slab and didn't understand how the machine pressed.
Uh-oh.
So that's, these are vacuum sealed, actually, looking at it. That is something to watch out for. So if you are getting graded right now, it's good to look over your books. They did fix the issue. They did resolve the issue, and he still got it back with the proper grade.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but yeah, it was something else.
All right. Well, at least they kept their end.
They did keep their end of the
That's
bar.
good.
Yep.
So customer service wise,
correct.
Good to go there.
So this guy right here, Mark
Bagley.
Let's see if you can see that. So that issue, if you have that issue at your house, get it signed by Mark through CGC, because that has just significantly increased the value of that comic book.
And a signature is probably about $100.
Right about for him, I think it was like $150 or so.
Okay.
Give or take. I'd have to double check, which I'll do right now for you since I'm.
So
on
is
the
there
page.
is there a point at all then to go to comic stores or like sports memorabilia stores to get signatures? Because if you're, I guess if you're planning to keep it for yourself, then fine.
Right.
But if you want to get it graded,
it doesn't tell us for price point.
Okay.
But
if you want to get it graded, Jerry Rice was available for signatures.
Yep.
People getting like footballs signed and his Niner
jersey. Hockey player. I'm just kidding.
I hate you right now. He's got his Niner jersey. He's got his Oakland. The Raider jersey.
Oakland A's, yep.
Yeah, I'm going to step on your feet right now with my chinelas.
Chinelas.
And, so like if someone were to like try and get this, I don't know how it would work with jerseys if it's anything similar to that of comics, but the fact that the grading company wasn't there to verify it was Jerry Rice who actually signed it, it could devalue.
Correct. So if you are going to do something like he was just suggesting, how you go to a trade show and there's no real, let's say CGC isn't there, and you want somebody to sign your comic that you know worked on the comic, take pictures while they're signing it. That will help you.
Oh.
Okay. Because
they
can see the actual comic being drawn on, like by that artist.
Yeah.
And it helps if you're kind of taking a selfie at the same time.
Right, so they know it's you.
So yeah, there's a couple different ways to protect yourself to say, I swear to goodness gracious, this is totally legitimate.
Yeah.
Okay. So and it lets your buyer in on the little adventure that you had as well. So
now, at all, do you? And I hope this doesn't put you into a weird predicament, but the person that you bought all those comics from, do you feel bad?
Not at all. No.
Okay.
Because you got to look at it like he's decluttering. So you can't look at it like I've been saving these to make money, because he wasn't. He absolutely wasn't.
That's true.
These were all just sitting in the boxes collecting dust.
Because if he wanted to make money, he would have taken the steps.
Yes, he would have done some stuff.
That's
because
true.
The comics that I'm getting back, man. A lot of them are 9/8.
Let's see what else you got here.
I've got a couple more for you.
He's got like 3 more to take a look at.
Now, I'm a subscriber. Can I plug other companies?
Go right ahead.
I will absolutely plug. If anybody boxed Heroes, okay, dude, I get comics from them every. I do the subscription box. It's about $30, 40 shipped. We'll say, okay. So, and I get it every month. These guys they pack you full of comics, and they're really good quality. Like, they're not just like, oh, here's a bunch of shite. It's actually good stuff. Some of the things I've gotten are really hard to find because they're from the 70s. This Miss Marvel, okay, number 14, 9.0, dude. This is that shining. Sorry, guys. So it's at a 9.0 right there. And if you read that out loud to them, the little description as to it's the first.
Maxwell Plum becomes the new Steeplejack Dracula cameo.
Yes.
Oh.
So, pretty valuable. Anything like the first 10 of I think there's like a 15 issue run of this.
Okay, so this also has a barcode. So was this a newsstand?
So that one was a newsstand.
Hey, I remember. I'm learning. Hey, cool. Look at me. I'm a guy who learns. 35 cents.
35 cents for that comic back in the day.
35 cents, and this was made in... Oh, it doesn't say the date.
Yeah, it does. It will. Yep. Right there. 78?
Oh, 78. Yeah.
78. Okay.
February 78.
Okay. Miss Marvel 14, right?
14.
CGC. So this is what I do. I look up the name of it and the issue, and it's giving me a bunch of like stuff that has nothing to do with it, but I look up the issue number, and then if I put down the date, 1978, we'll tap on that, tippity tap. So at a 9.8, this sold for, I have to tap it 7 times. Thank you, eBay, for making it Department of Redundancy Department. So at a 9.8, it sold for $170 plus shipping. Okay, so $185.
And again, this was in a haul that only cost you about $40.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
And
I got more comics with that I sent in too.
Right,
so.
and the grading for this one comic was maybe about 50.
It was so. Okay, so as far as like price point, so to send in a comic, if you have a membership, it's about 18 to 21 bucks.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, so it's not bad.
Even more of a higher profit margin for you.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Why don't we show the other two,
cool.
and then I want to end on one last thing that was brought up today actually. So you got Venom there.
I'll show them that one last. Thanks for spoiling it for you.
No, I said Johnson. Johnson.
Yeah. That means you said denim? I'm not wearing denim.
I'm wearing denim.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's Mario's... Okay. What is Mario's overalls made out of? Denim.
Thank you.
Denim.
Thank you.
This one was also in that same box that this Miss Marvel came out of. Okay. This one is the first appearance of Elektra as Daredevil.
As Daredevil.
As Daredevil.
Oh,
first time ever. So this is Daredevil number 25.
This came out this year.
This year.
Okay.
Came out this year.
That's why I've never heard of this kind of weird storyline.
So this came out this year and got it in that subscriber box, graded at, if you show them one more time, a 9.8, dude. Like, you don't get that in comics, like, from those subscription boxes at all. You always get, like, the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So, again, Boxed Heroes, check them out, for sure.
God, you got lucky.
Lucky? You're telling me.
Serious.
So, that was... When I saw that, I was like, ah!
So, it says here, down here, it says second printing.
Yes.
So, if it was first printing, would it increase
Believe
the
it or
price
not,
that
it would
much?
decrease.
Really?
So, when it comes to second, third, so on and so forth, tell you about Berserker in a minute. When it comes to second and third print, so on and so forth, they make less of them. Therefore, it increases the value.
Oh.
Pretty crazy, right?
Okay, I see.
Perfect example is Berserker. BRZRKR from Keanu Reeves. He made a comic book. It's called Berserker. Berserker issue number 1. They have several printings, right? Printing number 3 came out, and it's got like a foil cover, okay, similar to what you saw earlier.
Yeah, the red one. Yeah.
So, comic book shops are like, okay, we got 20 people that need them. And then another comic shop was like, oh, I got 25 people that need them. Oh, I got 7 people that need them. Well, they pulled a Nintendo, and I say that sincerely. They said, okay, oh, you need 20? Okay, you got 3. I'm like, what? They completely destroyed the whole pre-order system and said, nah, you'll get what I give you. Don't know why. So there's an extremely limited number of those, and I happen to get one of those, so I'm going to send that in for graded.
Yeah.
But yes, raw, as we were mentioning, raw and graded earlier, raw, $50.
Okay.
So you can imagine what it would be slabbed at a 9.8.
Damn,
so,
okay.
Yeah. I've got one more to show them. This one's, I love this one. I've always been a Venom and Carnage fan, like Venom first, of course, because Venom came first. Carnage is just so... added, like,
Carnagey.
Whoa, so scary. If I saw this guy in real life, I would die. Because he'd kill me. This
probably.
This is Web of Venom, Carnage Born number 1. Now you see what I mean by, like, there's Web of Venom, then you got Web of Venom, Carnage Born, and like there's so many things you have to follow. This one is a 1 of 100. Now most people think 1 of 100 means, whoa, they made 100 of these? No. This means that the only way the comic book shop can get this comic is if they order 100 of this comic book.
Okay.
So this is what they call a virgin cover. Now you'll notice there's no writing on there or anything. Okay, there's no barcode, there's no nothing. Okay, that's called a virgin cover. Okay, so this is a 1 of 100. Graded at 9.6. I did actually buy this from a comic shop for about $30 raw.
All right.
Okay. But I did send it in for grading, and it came back exactly how I thought it would. The more you send comics in, the more, the easier it is for you to guesstimate what it's going to grade at when you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So places like The Cave, that I go to constantly.
Yeah.
You can go there. You can look at it and say, it's going to be like an 8.0, 8.5 maybe, or that's going to be a 9.2. So after a while, so. I absolutely love that book. Great storyline. So there's a lot of, the better the storyline, the higher the price is, by the way.
I've heard that as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in a way, it's the same thing. Like the ball that Babe Ruth would, one of his home runs is better than a foul ball.
Right.
For example.
Yeah. I just don't get it because you can't read it. It's in the slab.
I love how it says rated T for teen, like T plus down here at the bottom.
Yes.
So, but the last thing I want to ask you, and we have about 6 minutes to do it with. You had a little bit of issue with eBay themselves, which is your main source of income.
My main source of income. So I loved eBay for the longest time. Everybody's familiar with PayPal and eBay, and they're hand in hand. Well, now eBay is boycotting PayPal. They're going their separate ways. In about 2 years, there won't even be a PayPal on eBay.
Really?
Here's the problem. So
I thought they owned it.
Well, they bought it, owned it, sold it.
Oh, they sold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
by the way, PayPal, Elon Musk.
Yes. Love PayPal. Totally get your back on anything that happens. Like they've only done me wrong once, and that was way back when.
Yeah,
so
PayPal's got Venmo and Braintree.
They've
got enough. They're good. But eBay's the villain here.
Yes. So eBay, when I sell something, okay, I expect it to go into a fund. And then when I print my shipping label, I expect it to come out of that fund. Also, if I buy something, I want it to come out of that fund. Also, my eBay fees at the end of the month, I want to come out of that fund. Here's what happens. I sell something, it goes into the eBay fund. I print out my shipping label, it comes out of my PayPal account. I buy something, it comes out of my PayPal account. I pay my fees, my dues for the month, it comes out of my PayPal account.
But your eBay account is not being touched.
Correct. It gets worse.
Okay.
Okay? But you follow me so far.
Yeah.
Okay? You can change it so that your eBay fees for the month come out of your funds.
eBay fund, yeah.
Problem is, your funds are set up to either deposit directly into your account each day or once a week. They don't just stay there.
Oh.
So, here's what's happening. Deplete from your PayPal. Now it's got a zero balance. Now it's coming out of your bank account. All of those fees that I was talking about, your PayPal fees and so on, your shipping fees,
right?
Anything you're buying, it's all digging out of. Now this is your bank account, no longer PayPal. So, eBay goes, hey, it's Tuesday. I'm sending your payment. Poof! It goes to your bank account. Eventually, okay. It gets there 2-3 days.
Sure.
Thursday comes along. Now that's Tuesday. Thursday comes along. Hey, you still owe us for the monthly fees. Whoop! Takes it out of your bank account. Why? You just had my money. Why did you take it back? Just keep it there.
That doesn't make any sense.
Keep it there.
That doesn't make any sense. Now, the way that you set up your... The way that you use your PayPal account is justifiably probably the safest way to separate your own checking and savings account that you have with your wife, and
yes.
you just, that is just the stuff that we use for daily use and whatnot.
Correct. Yep.
I have savings for savings, and this is my
checking for bills.
Right.
And, yep.
But this is my
play money.
This is my play money. This is the money that I'm going to use to buy the
Keep this away from everything else.
Right.
If I get a credit card to pay, I bought a fridge. I can pay that off with this. Poof, throw it over there.
Right.
That's it. I don't ever want to see that money until I need to.
Right.
Why are you?
But eBay is just using it as a regular account.
They are literally treating my bank account as a revolving door.
And there's
in
nothing...
and out.
And that was a recent change just like a week ago?
A month and a half ago.
Okay.
Yep. So some people haven't been forced into this yet, but they're about to be.
So what are you going to do?
Completely left eBay. After being on with the chat for like a long time, I'm like, I've decided, as well as millions of you out there, I'm sure, are going to decide, if you haven't already, to leave eBay. You don't need my business if you're going to treat us like this. We've already been going through, we've been going blow for blow for quite a while because they keep changing things, which I'm all about change. I'm fine with change. However, change for the better is good.
Yeah, when the community at large is saying what you are doing doesn't just affect comic book sellers and whatnot, but just every seller on eBay, every kind of seller on eBay, with all the giant eBay stores and everything,
which I'm just a little guy. I'm doing this as as a real good way to make money, but I'm not doing it as my livelihood.
Right. There are people
people who are.
Yeah.
And what are they going through right now?
Yeah.
I can guarantee someone's accounts out there are getting frozen up for suspicious activity.
Sure.
Irregardless of, you have permission to take this out. It's like, you haven't done this before. Something's going on.
Yeah.
Big red lights, big red flags.
That's got to be extremely frustrating.
Yes. So I'm out of there. I've jumped to Mercari.
Okay.
And thing I love about Mercari, not to keep plugging people, but man, it takes me an eighth of the time to list something.
Okay.
And if I list something and someone else was searching for that item, they get a notification saying, hey, this is available, and they look at it. I've had 3 comic books sell within 8 minutes of me listing it.
Wow.
I'm like, what? 2 drawbacks, okay, because you can't have all these positive,
all the positive without drawbacks. Sure.
The only drawbacks I have is, there's no, it's buy it now only. There's no auction style listing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
that. You just do your research, and you can't be like, oh, somebody got this, I'll get that. Just get what you think you want for it. Let's be real.
Can you haggle at all?
Absolutely.
Oh, you can?
Absolutely. You can click the little make offer button.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, I had a guy say, hey, I saw you sent me that offer for 115 for this comic, man. If you said 100, I would have had to take it. So I looked at what he had for sale, and I said, hey, if you sell me this comic for X amount of dollars, I'll sell you this comic for X amount of dollars. So we,
nice.
It was very nice. We both made money. We both were happy.
Nice.
You know, and I'm going to make more money after I send that one out for grading. The other thing that's like, I wish they'd fix this, and I hope they will. If you buy 3 things from me, I can't ship them all in one box. I have to ship them in 3 separate boxes for 3 separate tracking numbers.
That just seems like a logistics thing that, you know, if they, again,
I feel like they'll iron out the wrinkles.
How
they are fairly new.
I was going to ask, like, how
I think
new
maybe
are they?
a year and a half, 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I remember first seeing them about a year ago.
Okay.
And I didn't jump on until fairly recently.
Gotcha.
So.
All right.
Yes.
Well, cool. Sac, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Where can people find you out there?
Cool. Find me on YouTube.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. You are on YouTube. You have your tutorial.
I'm doing all
videos
kinds of things on YouTube. My hard drive had crashed, so I don't have a lot of videos up right now, but I will be working on it as soon as I move into the new house. Trust me. But you can find me. I'm James Wakely, Wakeley. And just look me up on YouTube or Sac2Uneak, 2Uneak.
Great.
So, much love, guys.
For me, check the Discord. Got a bunch of new videos popping out. And we're going to go ahead and raid Huckled, because that's what we do. Later, guys.
What up, dog? Hi.